What's up, Blogger fam, and welcome to our Blogger Live Friday. Grabe. Thank God it's Friday at salamat po sa inyong pag-tune in. We have a lot of viewers right now, and hello to all those who are watching all over the globe. Grabe, because a lot of you are interested into the new program na ipapioneer namin dito sa Blogapalooza. Why not we make this a session, a Blogger Live session talaga para masagot ang inyong mga katanungan at para malaman ninyo kung ano ba ang tinatawag namin dito sa Blogapalooza na hashtag Influencerpreneurship Program. Wow, grabe, no? Sobrang pangalan pa lang, it's really calling out a lot of inspiration talaga. And of course, this program aims to inspire and empower a lot of influencers in this community to help them scale their profession to become an influencerpreneur. And of course, para mayroon pa tayong malaman at mas marami at lumalim pa talagang ating kaalaman about this program, let's welcome the CEO of Blogapalooza. And to join us here on stream, let's welcome and let's give a round of applause to Miss Ace Gapuz.
Hi! Magandang gabi, Blogger. Hello. Well, first time ko yata ito magiging guest sa show.
Yes, grabe. This takes a lot of pressure on me to now be hosting the Blogger Live. And syempre, ikaw naman ang aming interviewin about this new program that we have here in Blogapalooza, Miss Ace. Grabe. Alam niyo, Miss Ace, ang dami talagang tao and a lot of communities are interested to know about the hashtag Influencerpreneur na meron tayo dito. So what is it about, Miss Ace?
Well, we came up with the idea of influencerpreneurship because we're really looking forward to a future where content creators can actually have sustainable careers. Yeah. And sabi ko nga, no, we all have to think of being an influencer or content creator as something that could possibly be a full-time thing moving forward. Diba? Kaya sabi namin, we were brainstorming internally sa team ng Bloga, guys, what can we do kaya for the community to help them become the influencerpreneurs of the future? And actually, Ryan, alam mo, it doesn't just involve, you know, maybe registering a business, which is the common misconception na, tapos na ba to? Pag nag-register ako ng business, influencerpreneur na ba ako? Maybe while we go through the rest of the program, tahanan natin yan lahat.
Yes, thank you so much for giving us a nutshell, Miss Ace. Tama ka dyan, Miss Ace, because a lot of brands right now ay naghahanap talaga na magiging kapartner nila na influencers or influencerpreneur very soon. Kasi ang dami na nagtatransport from the media na nakikita natin sa television into social media, nasa laptop, nasa cellphone. So why not make this a pioneer business for everyone? Syempre, we'd want to make something out of part-time to full-time. So thank you so much for giving us that nutshell of idea, Miss Ace. Grabe. And of course, ang maraming katanungan, Miss Ace, that we are getting. What is the difference ba between influencer and influencerpreneur? Kasi ang dami na ang dami ng influencer all over the Philippines and globe. So what is the difference, Miss Ace, between our new project or new program, which is the influencerpreneur, to the influencer itself?
Right. Okay. I can think of three things. Wow. I can think of three things. No? First talaga, there's a difference between the mindset and the perspective. Okay? Mindset and perspective. An influencer would think short term. Short term lang. Okay? Basta magawa ko to, basta makasama ako dito, basta kasali ako dun sa brand campaign na yan. Right? But an influencerpreneur would think very long term, very strategic. An influencerpreneur would think like a business. Yeah. How can I give value to the business? How could I provide or how could I move the needle for the brand? Yeah, that's the first thing, the mindset and the perspective. Okay.
Wow, the
The
mindset
second
and
part,
perspective.
and
Okay.
that's very important, Ryan. You know that, right? Kailangan talaga, sa una pa lang, your mindset, your perspective has to be directed to the long term. Strategic talaga dapat. Yeah. The second naman, no, the difference between an influencer and an influencerpreneur is the skills. Siyempre, bahagi na yan, right? When you're an influencer, medyo kailangan natin ng konting improvement. Yeah, kailangan pa natin mag-improve. Maybe we're new. Maybe we're still studying the industry. Maybe we really just wanna venture into content creation without much knowledge about it yet. So, yan siya. Kailangan pa natin ng improvement. But when you're an influencerpreneur, you have an improvement mindset. You're always improving. You're always learning. Ba? So, ano yung una? Mindset and perspective. Number 2 is skills.
Skills.
Okay. And the last that I could think of right now is also the network. Okay. Sabi nga nila, no, and I hear this a lot, and I read about this a lot also in business books, your network is your net worth.
Oh, wow.
An influencer, medyo, sabi ko nga, medyo short-term thinkers sila when it comes to their network or their community. Parang, I just want to be part of it. Tapos support lang ako sa mga activities. Yay. You know, it's medyo short-term. Yeah? But when you think like an influencerpreneur, you have to think of it in terms of where can I find my tribe, my support group, my support community, mentors that could help me elevate the thing that I do. Yeah? So, yun pa lang the very basic differences between an influencer and an influencerpreneur. The mindset and their perspective, their skills, and their network.
And their network. Because network translates to net worth. Grabe. Value bomb agad from SA. So for all those who are noting down, syempre, napakahalaga kasi this Blog Live is really for you, for everyone who's interested, and for those who have frequently asked questions. So uulitin lang namin, Miss Ace. Number 1, again, is mindset and perspective. That's the first difference between the influencer and influencerpreneur. Second one is the skill or skill sets. And last one is network, which will translate to net worth. Okay, tama?
Right.
You know? Oo nga, sabi nga ni Adrian Lim Duarte, hello, Adrian. Pack ang network equates to net worth. Okay, grabe. Thank you so much. Tamang-tama yan. But, kunyari ako, Miss Ace, grabe, I am very hooked to the idea of being an influencerpreneur. Kasi tama ka, Miss Ace. This is something na would really be for long-term perspective. Hindi lang siya short-term talaga yung tinitignan. But, ang parang unang magiging tanong ko talaga, how do I become an influencerpreneur?
Right. Alam mo, Ryan, that's a really good question because we get this in our email every day. How can I become an influencer? Diba? I'm old na. And during my time, ang dream ng mga bata, gusto ko po maging artista. Pero ngayon, ang dream ng mga bata, gusto ko po maging influencer. Right? So, we always get asked, paano po ba maging influencer? But now you're asking me, paano ba maging influencerpreneur?
Yes.
Yeah. So, how can I elevate this thing that I'm doing right now, diba? My advice is first and foremost, really think about what you're really good at. Saan ka ba magaling, right? And all of us have our specific skills, talents that we're really good at. Diba? Some of us are really good in dressing up. Some of us are really good with makeup. I'm not good at that, obviously. Hindi naman ako nagagawa. Some of us are really good in talking. We have the gift of gab, right? Like you, for example. And some of us are good in in guiding others in terms of, say, managing their finances. Again, like you, right?
True.
Yeah. So all of us have plenty of things that we're good at, and we just have to find that. And when we've already identified, I'm really good at this. Now, how can you tell people that you're really good at that? How can you communicate that to people? Maybe
Good.
choose a platform. Maybe choose a platform. Maybe you're really good at writing. Then blog, right? Or
Mhm.
contribute to other publications, right? Maybe you're really good at say taking photos. Maybe you're good at creating videos, diba? If you know you're really good at that, find a platform wherein you could use that greatness and communicate that greatness inside you. Yeah, choose a platform.
Ang ganda, Miss Ace, tama. Because you'd have to first find your niche, tama ba, Miss Ace? That's
Yes.
what you're really good at, and the platform that you can use. And aside from that, are there anything else, Miss Ace, that I have to do to become an influencerpreneur?
Okay, of course, you also have to think like a business. Yun naman
Mhm.
talaga, di ba? You have to think like a business. And that involves, learning marketing, learning sales, right? And of course, kasama na dyan, no, and we mentioned this kanina, kasama na dyan yung you have to professionalize how people think of you also, right? Maybe the first start would be to register your business, register yourself as a business, right? Hindi na lang siya parang okay, I'm an influencer, I'm a content creator. Ay wala kang bank account eh. How can the business
Grant pay
partners,
you, tama.
'di ba?
Mhm.
How can the business partners give you their payments? Ano 'yon? Claim mo yung check or transfer sa GCash? Parang, I'm not saying that's bad, right? But I'm just saying there is a way to make it more professional,
True.
right? And it's your duty, it's your responsibility as an influencerpreneur to to professionalize and to create that impression, that perception sa tao na I'm dealing with a professional. This is a professional content creator. This is an influencerpreneur, right?
Mhm. And
Yeah.
that is
So, hmm,
and that is through registering yourself to a specific organization. What specific organization or ano ba ang parang dito sa Pilipinas, Miss Ace, ang magmo-formalize talaga na I'm a business. So parang
okay.
what leg dito sa Pilipinas ba ang dapat kong puntahan?
Right. It's a very lengthy discussion, no, on business registration. And these
Mhm.
are just one of the many things that we will
Oo.
be talking about in when we train our influencer community to be influencerpreneurs. Diba? Isa lang to, one of the many, the business registration. But to walk you through very, very briefly about that, a lot of small entrepreneurs start being a sole proprietor, meaning
Individual.
individual. They will register their individual name as a business and they will operate legally in the Philippines as a business entity, even if they're technically an individual. And that is possible, right? Okay. In Blogapalooza, we're able to help our influencer community members to register their business, even if they're individuals. Right?
Wow. So parang here in Blogapalooza, you will be a medium for influencerpreneur formalize their business na hindi na talaga kami mahihirapan, Miss Ace. Tama ba?
Yes, of course. It is our duty always to hashtag elevate influence.
Influence. So,
Ayan.
naipasok
Yes.
natin.
Ay,
Thank you so much
pasok
for
natin
that.
yan.
So, sa ating mga nanonood, grabe, you'd have to first find your niche, sabi nga ni Miss Ace, to find your platform as well. And two, think like a business. Tama naman, tama. Because if it's long term, you'd have to think like a business. Now, let's move forward, Miss Ace. I have a few things or a few thoughts about brand collaborations as part of the business. Let's move
Yeah.
forward to this and tackle more about this. Kasi ang dami ng brands, Miss Ace, ang talagang pumupunta into social media to partner with different influencers. So parang what are the most common sponsored collaboration based on experience? Kasi kunyari ako, I'm influencer or influencerpreneur. And this is my niche. Ano ba yung sa tingin mong pinaka-in-demand at this very time?
Right. Okay. That's a complicated question to answer, but I will simplify my answer for our community. Okay.
Yeah.
The collaborations, of course, the types of collaborations will vary depending on what the goals of the business or the campaign, depending on what the goals are, right? There are campaigns that would want massive awareness, right? If it's massive awareness, then probably the campaigns are really also going to be very massive, right? Like think the seasonal campaigns of the major e-commerce marketplaces, like your Lazada or your Shopee, diba? When they have their 99, their 1010, their 1111, etc. The campaigns are so massive for awareness, right? And there are also campaigns that are more for talagang pang sales, right? Now, these are the more challenging campaigns because, syempre, hindi naman talaga madaling magbenta, right? And everyone who has been into sales will know that. Everyone can
True.
attest.
True.
Yeah, right? Ryan, you know this, right? It's not easy, right? But when it comes to campaigns that really have to involve sales, we have a couple of iterations, kumbaga, in the way that it's done. You know, there's the live selling, where some influencerpreneurs would actually be shop hosts. They will be affiliates of the company. Yeah, they will be direct sellers even of the company, diba? But there are many ways of monetizing that influence and being an influencerpreneur. So when it comes to, say, sponsored collaborations, it really has a lot to do about the meeting of minds, yung pagkakasundo ng brand and ng influencerpreneur. Kailangan match yung gusto nyo. Kailangan win-win. Kailangan hindi nasusunod yung isa tapos yung isa, okay, sige, ulo, no. Wala na akong choice, right? It's a collaboration after all.
Ang ganda. Yes, that's very nice point talaga, Miss Ace, that it has to be a win-win. Kasi parang minsan influencerpreneurs or influencers right now would feel na kailangan ko laging sundin yung brand or whatever. But for you to really value your worth as an influencerpreneur that we have in Blogapalooza, kailangan win-win. So that's another thing to note sa ating mga viewers. Grabe. Thank you so much for that, Miss Ace. But yun, nabanggit mo nga na mga Miss Ace, yung parang live selling for different market e-commerce and stuff like that. I'd want to know, and a lot of people are interested to know, I'm very sure, how does sponsored brand collaborations work? What is the process behind this?
Right. In our experience in Bloga, there could be two ways. First is some brands approach the influencerpreneurs or the influencers again. Some brands approach the influencers directly. Yeah. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There are also collaborations that go through an agency. In this case, usually it's Blogapalooza. Some collaborations or some brands contract agencies to help them roll out the campaigns. Yeah, the agency, of course, gives value in terms of reporting the proper metrics, also giving the best strategy, right? Iba, yun yung nakikita namin na ways that collaborations go right now, either directly or either through an agency. Okay? And which is better? I couldn't tell which one is better, right? Either is okay, either has been working in the past. Pwede namang
it's really dependent to the situation pa rin, no, Miss Ace. But us in Blogapalooza, how do we parang intervene between the business and the influencerpreneurs? How, if I go through this program or this project, how can we intervene?
Okay, I'll be speaking on the benefit or on the benefits of being an influencerpreneur in this situation, right? Okay. When you're an influencerpreneur, of course, you also have to think of yourself as a professional, right? That means you have to be compensated fairly for what you do. Yeah? And we define fairly in many different ways, right? Some of them if they're given a very high ticket item, say a washing machine, that's the fair compensation for them, and that's fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, the fair compensation for them is really cash compensation, and that's fine,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the way that we protect this trade in Blogapalooza is that we make sure that everybody is compensated fairly.
Nearly. Wow.
Mhm.
That's one thing
Right.
to know sa ating mga viewers that Blogapalooza will be there to intervene on how fair pricing will be for the business and you as influencerpreneur.
Yeah.
So now, because we're talking about fair pricing naman or fair compensation, Miss Ace,
Mhm.
how do an influencerpreneur ba price sponsored engagements? Kunyari may lumapit na sa akin, Miss Ace, and
Mhm.
I wouldn't know how to price myself on this specific engagement. Ano ba mga dapat kong consider with this one?
Very good question. We also ask this. We also get to be asked this question a lot.
Oh.
When it comes to pricing, there are a couple of factors that come into play. Ano? Unang-una, you have to think of the production value of your content, right?
Okay.
Remember, this is assuming that all of the influencers are also content creators, right? You also have to think of the production value. Syempre, 'di ba? Traditionally, the companies would hire a studio, a photographer, a makeup artist, a stylist, a model, etc. May creative director ka pa, etc. Before, right? But
Mhm.
now, with the advent of content creators, all of these people are now condensed into
One.
one individual. Yeah? Siya na yung creative mo, siya na yung nag-i-edit, siya na yung talent, siya na lahat, right? So that's production value right away, right? The second thing that you have to think about is your digital real estate.
Mm-hmm.
May value yon, right? Remember the time when companies would pay for spots on TV, for the spots on the billboards, right? Right? But now companies are paying for the spots in digital, your social media channels, your online touch points. Companies are paying for that. Yan na yung real estate, the
Mm-hmm.
digital real estate. You also have to think of that, right? That's
When we,
why.
sorry to cut you, Miss Ace, when we talk about digital real estate, kunyari, we have viewers na who don't understand these key jargons sa ating mga influencerpreneurs.
Mhm.
What layman's, how do you explain digital real estate?
Okay. Ito yung space na nate-take up nung content in your channels.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right? Ito yung parang 'di ba sa real estate, pag sinabi natin traditional real estate, bahay, lupa, condo, etc., and they have specific spaces that they
Yeah.
take up in the land area,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay. Now, your digital real estate is the space that you take up in the digital
Okay.
area, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So brands also, or influencerpreneurs also have to think of the value of that digital real estate, right? Another thing that I have to let you know, you also have to think of, and not a lot of influencers think about this. You also have to think of the opportunity cost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Ano ibig sabihin nun?
Yes.
Okay, this is the reason why I'm really advocating. Tayo in Blogger, we're really advocating for a strategic way of doing it, because hindi pwede yung okay, may dumating na opportunity, grab ka agad. Think about it first. What is this going to do sa future direction ko? Okay?
Oh.
Opportunity cost deals with, when you work with brand A and brand B is a competitor, brand B will not work with you anymore. Maybe in the next 3 to 6 months at least. And that's opportunity cost. Yeah. It's benefit that's supposed to be yours, but will be lost because of this certain course of action.
Okay.
Think about the opportunity cost also. So, bakit ko sinasabi to? Kasi nasa topic tayo of pricing, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
These are just a couple of the factors that affect pricing. Your production value, the digital real estate, the opportunity cost. Siyempre, dagdag mo na rin dyan yung You're a business. Remember, you're an influencerpreneur. You also have to make money from your time, from your skill, from your
Tama.
talent. You profit ka dapat.
Mhm.
Right? So, and profits, nako, that's gonna be a long topic again. But think about this, okay? The people will pay for their perceived value. If they think you're very, very valuable, they are gonna pay a lot of money for you. Right? But if they don't perceive you to be valuable, then probably konti lang yung budget na i-allocate.
Mhm.
Right? So as influencerpreneurs, we have to protect that value.
Very
Diba?
nice.
So, yan lang ang maraming factors that affect pricing, right? So, hindi ko kayo bibigyan ng exact presyo. Dahil, malay ko ba kung ano magpapasaya sa inyo? Malay ko rin ba kung, hindi ko rin naman alam kung what is fair for you, diba? So, hindi ko kayo
Iba-iba.
bibigyan.
Iba-iba yan, Miss Is, no? Tama, iba-iba per niche, per platform,
Iba.
whatever you're used. So again, for those who are noting down, again, the first one is production value, yung mga key factors talaga ni consider natin and fina-flash natin, digital real estate, opportunity cost, and the profit, of course. And of course, your perceived value, dapat talaga increase your value as an influencerpreneur. So one more thing, Miss Ace, kunyari, gusto ko na mag full-time as influencerpreneur. I felt that this is my passion. This is what something I'd want to do talaga full-time or over the rest of my lifetime. I'd want to know lang or curious ako, how much can I potentially earn if I do this for full-time?
Oh, unlimited. I'm telling you, unlimited. Why? Because there are many ways to earn as an influencerpreneur. It's not just about the content that you create. That's one of the major things, yes, right? But you very well know, especially those who are active na talaga in social channels, you very well know, kunwari, YouTube makes you money, right? Google AdSense, yung mga blogs, that will make you money, right? Yung affiliate sales that you bring in for the brand, with your posts, when they use your code, when they use your affiliate link, that's unlimited income. I know of an influencer. I know that you know him. I don't know yung pangalan niya, but he's one of the earliest ones, and he makes so much in affiliate sales because he's so believable. Over the years, he has built his reputation as someone who's good in industry A, industry B. People really believe what he says because he has built that credibility over the years, right? So now, when he tells you, "Oh, I'm using this electric fan na 30,000 pesos," people are still gonna buy it because people are still gonna buy it because ay sabi ni maganda daw to, right?
Established na ang brand, parang ganun, Miss
Established na siya. But Ryan, that did not happen overnight. This is a brand, this is the reputation that this influencer has built over the years. And the reason why I consider him one of the people I would really admire in terms of influencerpreneurship is he's very, very strategic about his collaborations, very strategic. He even put up a merchandise to support the brand. Ganon. So imagine, if you're asking me, how much ba talaga? It's unlimited. Diba? It's unlimited. What if, for example, one of your posts, kunyari yung isang post mo about this 30,000 peso electric fan gets read by many people, and then because you've built that reputation already na believable ka, yung sinasabi mo talagang totoo, talagang legit na experience mo, people are gonna believe you and they're gonna buy, right? And you will get a percentage of that sale.
Wow.
Right? And diba? So it's really, the opportunities are really, really huge. And this is something that we would want for the Blogapalooza influencer community to experience, right? Because really, being an influencerpreneur, doable naman talaga eh. Pwede naman talaga eh, right?
True.
This is an opportunity that has never been possible until the advent of the internet and social media, right? But now, I mean, it's a way of hashtag elevate influence, right?
Elevate
Really elevate
influence talaga. Tama. Grabe. So to
it.
all the viewers, grabe, unlimited ang pwede nating ma-generate na income through being an influencerpreneur or influencer. Grabe. Grabe. I'm very much excited for all the
Uh-huh.
viewers who want or who are interested to join this program kasi
Mhm.
ikaw lang talaga, you are your own brand. Grabe, no? If your perceived value is tumaas, tama no, Miss Ace, a lot of
Yes.
people respect you, affiliate marketing, etc. Pero kunyari, Miss Ace, I am fully decided. Kunyari, I'm speaking for all those who are interested to be an influencerpreneur. I'm really
Mhm.
interested to be a full-time influencerpreneur. Are there any tips you can give me? Mga
Oh my
ganyan.
gosh, ang dami kong tips na maibibigay sa inyo. Okay, the very, very first, the very, very first tip that I will give you is, number one talaga, build your reputation. Build it, And your reputation kasi, regardless of platform, alam mo, susundan ka ng mga tao eh. Yeah? It's not enough to be, okay, ang dami ko ng followers sa Instagram, yehi, ang saya. Thank you, Lord. 'Di ba? It's not that right? Build your reputation because your reputation will follow you any channel you go, everywhere you go, it will follow you. Right? Sikat ka ngayon sa Instagram, okay, sure, right? But build your reputation such that the people in maybe Twitter, for example, bad example, but maybe people in Twitter, when they know na, for example, you're Ryan Tres Palacios. Yeah, you're Ryan Tres Palacios. Yes. Okay, sikat siya sa Facebook. Yeah. But Ryan is so good at this. So when Ryan goes to Instagram, the people who believe in him in Facebook will also follow him in Instagram.
Bro.
Right? So even if you deactivate, Ryan, kapag nagkaroon ka na ng time na marami kang haters, right? And the haters will report you. The haters will report you. The haters will make you deactivate your account. O di nag-deactivate ka, create a new one. And people will follow that again. Yeah. So build it.
But
Build
for
your.
But for this one, Miss Ace, I'd want to dig deep in this building your own personal brand
Mhm.
talaga. Kasi grabe, no? Tama yung point mo, Miss Ace, that people will follow you wherever type of social medium you will be. But I want to dig more about this one to give us parang a bigger perspective para sa ating viewers. How do you build by your own personal brand?
Oh, okay. Well, there are plenty of things to do, no? Number one, your personal brand is the way that you live. Okay? The way
Mhm.
that you live tells a lot about your personal brand, right? Sometimes the way that you would talk to people, the way that you would post in the internet, how you conduct yourself. Ano ka ba? Hubadera ka ba? O, okay, sige, okay lang. Wholesome ka ba? Medyo very corporate ka ba? Kalog ka ba? Or do people feel good about you? Basically, the way that you live. Yan. That has a lot to do about your personal brand. But I know also, caveat, I know also of a lot of people na what you see online is different offline because maybe
Mhm.
professional reasons, maybe for some reason, right? That's totally fine. Pero maybe just for the sake of this conversation, your personal brand is what you make people see or what you consciously make people see, right? If you want, like you, for example, Ryan, diba? If you want people to know you as, I'm a really good financial planner, you know, and what do you do? Diba you post a lot about it?
Yeah.
Diba you tell people a lot about it in Facebook, in Instagram, right? You you build upon it also. It doesn't end like, okay, nasabi ko na magaling ako. It doesn't
True.
end that. It doesn't end there. Okay? You have to reinforce it. That's number two. You have
Mhm.
to reinforce it, right? By reinforcing, I mean, edi tell people of supporting facts that would support that support that claim of yours. Say, gusto mo to be na sa financial expert eh. O
True.
di reinforce that. What are you doing? Okay, oh, I just invested this amount of money here. Oh, I'm honing my skills by attending this seminar. I just met this person and coached him or her about financial management, etc., etc., right? So you reinforce it.
Tama.
Right?
And through the media as well, you'd have to be visible on things that you're doing for you to reinforce talaga what you're doing. Tama na,
Mhm.
Miss Ace. And of
Okay.
course, Gebek, I just want to add also about personal brand, Miss Ace. Yun. I know I'm hosting, but I just cannot parang
Yes, of course. This is a conversation, right?
you are your own brand. I mean, parang ako talaga, I believe na you are your own brand. The people will be out there, and especially nowadays, na especially ako napapansin ko sa Twitter, everyone has opinion, even on your own life. Talagang
Mhm.
parang when you choose to be an influencer or influencerpreneur, you are really cascading your life to a lot of people as well. Media. So it's best that you are your own brand. Eh? Para talagang kung ano ka saan man is yun na talaga yung makikilala nila. And also, ito Miss Asa, I just want to share also, this is one thing na talagang na-attendan ko. This is a very parang a year ago seminar na parang they were talking about how you can increase your own personal brand. And that is through talaga 3 effectivities of humanity.
Mhm.
Can I share this to our viewers as well?
Of course.
Be fine. So yun, just a snippet about this. Yung 3 effectivities of humanity. First is you are parang increasing your likability as a person. So
Mhm.
I believe kasi the first 9 seconds talaga of people will set their first impression sa'yo. So you'd have to have that likability status. So parang on an everyday basis, ikaw gawin mo yung mga bagay talaga na magiging likable ka. May it be going to fitness, eating healthy, etc., skincare, which a lot of influencers are doing right now. So second one is connectability. Siyempre, likable ka na eh. Parang ang sarap mo ng tignan sa mata. Kailangan marunong ka to connect to people, and that is building rapport to people as well. And last but not the least, talaga, I've learned, Miss Ace, and to all the viewers that I'd want to share this, is reliability. Kanina nga na, pag-usapan natin, finding your own niche, saan ka ba talaga magaling, you'd have to be reliable on that. Kasi kanina, kunyari ikaw, you are a beauty vlogger. Okay? Nag-vlog ka about beauty products. What if there are certain commentaries na kailangan mong replyan about a certain product? You'd have to increase your reliability quotient para talaga makakonect ka to audience na, okay, alam niya talaga yung ginagawa niya. This is not just her copying some other influencers or copying some other else, but really, talaga alam niya kung anong ginagawa niya. So, yun lang, Miss Days. I
I
just want
really like what you said. I really like what you said because, and I want to add something there, ano.
to...
I want to add integrity there. And this is also one thing that I want us to talk about because being an influencerpreneur, remember, you have to think like a business, right?
Mhm.
And businesses, people like to work with people that have integrity, right? Integrity meaning, pag sinabi mong gagawin mo, gagawin mo. Diba?
Yeah,
Pag
true.
prinamis mo to, pag kinumit mo to, gawin mo. Kinumit mo yun eh. Right? Diba? Pag meron kang sinabi na kasama yan, kasama yan. Right? So, it's very important. It's a very, very important value, yung integrity talaga. And I'm not saying that this is not something that a lot of the influencers practice. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this is something that a lot of us, including myself, can improve. We can improve in our likability, maybe that also has something to do about the body language, the way that you speak sometimes, konting amor, konting lambing, di ba? Connectability, sabi nga ni Ryan, no? Connectability na able to establish that connection right away, and reliability. I really like what you said about that. That's very, very true, ano?
Yes, you're
And
adding value bombs to a lot of our viewers. And of course, para sa ating mga viewers, mamaya magkakaroon tayo ng Q&A portion. So be ready with all the questions. Alam ko, ang dami nyo na natututunan with all the topics and all the value bombs we've been giving you. But of course, we will be opening up Q&A portion later. So i-ready nyo na yung question nyo and you can type it down sa ating comment section. And of course, going back to tips sa mga gustong maging full-time influencerpreneur, Miss Ace, aside from personal brand, what else should they be thinking about?
okay, they have to think about also their financial goals. Okay,
Mhm.
di ba Ryan, ganito naman talaga yan, di ba? When you are doing business, of course, you're going to have financial bottom lines, financial targets. So an influencerpreneur also thinks like that. When you think like a business, you think of financial bottom lines, right? But hindi naman lahat ng negosyo ay puro financial, but that's going to be a very big part of it, right? Saan kayo nakakita ng business na wala namang pera? Alam mo yun? Tumatakbo, wala namang pera, di ba? Di ba? Some business, when they don't have cash, and I say cash, not money, when they don't have cash, they get money from investors, right? Same with probably for influencerpreneurs. Pag wala, o di kuha muna tayo ng parang investors in a way na parang
Yes.
mag-i-invest sila sa atin ng maybe products muna, right? Invest lang muna kayo sa akin, right? Or maybe even just their trust. Okay lang yun, di ba? Basta invest muna kayo sa akin habang wala pa akong cash right now. But ultimately, being an influencerpreneur, you think like a business, right? And when you're a business, you think like a business partner to your ka-work, to your collaboration, right? You think like a business partner. And when you think like a business partner, of course, you look after the good of the other business also. It's not about you na lang. Kasi nga, partner ka eh. Partner ka. So, when your partner needs something that you know you could provide or give value to, edi do that. Kasi nga, business partner ka. Right? And I think also for you, Ryan, you understand this very well because you're a partner to your clients, right?
Yes,
So
true.
you really look after their growth. You look after what would make them, what would be to their advantage, right? Without compromising naman your gains.
And of course, with that, Miss Ace, ako talaga naisip ko lang bigla na parang us in BlogaPalooza, we have a lot of partner brands, of course, diba? So parang, how can I parang maintain talaga? Parang give us a few tips, or ako talaga, my personal question, how can parang I maintain good partnership with the brands I will be collaborating in the future, given the fact na I'm interested to be an influencerpreneur?
First and foremost is you have to really know their goals. Pag alam mo na yung goals nila, align yourself with that goal. Yeah? Okay. Important yon. Para siyang you look at the same North Star. Right? Pareho kayo ng North Star. Know the goals of your partner business and align yourself with that goal. Yeah? It doesn't mean compromising what you already do. It's just aligning yourself. How can I give value to that? That's their goal. So where can I play a part in achieving that goal?
Ganda.
Yan ang first and foremost talaga. Yan ang first and foremost. If you want to be an influencerpreneur, think about it. You're a business partner. Right? So when you're a business partner, you have to share the same goals with your partner. Yeah. Sabi ko nga sa'yo, di ba? The very, very first, mindset and perspective. That's the most important part of being an influencerpreneur. Right? Pagkatapos natin ng mindset and perspective, we have to go to the skills, enhancing our skills, right? And then also building our network, making sure that we have a tribe that supports us, mentors that look after us. Yeah.
Grabe, ang ganda. And meron dito nagsabi, Miss Ace, from Harold Cabrera, petition for Bloga to create seminar or workshop about influencerpreneurship. Grabe, mukhang mabibitin sila sa ating sharing of value bombs for tonight. But, of course, BlogaPalooza has a lot in store para sa inyo, sa ating Bloga fam. And of course, sasabihin lang natin, Miss Ace, are there any other things that you have tips for our emerging influencerpreneurs?
Okay. Well, apart from really knowing the goals of the partner and aligning yourself there, look for a community. And of course, the BlogaPalooza influencer community naman is here for you, diba? We're very, very welcoming naman. And we have programs, we have support materials, we have ongoing activities for the influencer community. This is also our way of finding our tribe, finding people that we could hone as, ito pwede siyang influencerpreneur. let's find a way para he or she could be better at what he or she does, diba? So look for a community, be part of that community, be active in that community, give value to that community. I cannot stress this enough, sabi one of my mentors said, the and he's talking about financial success, right? The financial success, or let's just talk about success in general. Okay? The success that you will obtain in life is directly proportional to the value that you give to people. So look for a community, be part of it, give value to that community, support that community's activities. Alam mo yun?
Ang ganda. Because the community has been returning a lot of favors to the influencerpreneurs. Syempre, we have to also give our part. Kanina nga nabanggit nga natin, Miss Ace, tama ka, win-win talaga dapat lagi. Okay, so now, any other messages for our influencerpreneurs or to all those who are viewing us tonight, Miss Ace, before we get to the question and answer portion?
Right. Okay. Well, there are plenty of things in store for the Blogapalooza influencer community. Recently, we just conducted a study on influencer pricing. So we got a lot of insights about how real influencers, real people who do the collaborations, how they price. That's going to be very, very useful for the brands who are listening right now, viewing this maybe at a different time, maybe not live. But this is going to be very, very useful for you. It's the influencer pricing survey that we did, and it's very tailor fit to the Philippine market. There hasn't been any study that has been done, nothing like this before. So this is a really, really good resource for marketers, for influencer marketing practitioners, for brand managers, marketing managers. All of these are really, really good insights. That's the influencer pricing survey, and we're releasing that as we speak. We have released that. Yep. So I'm sure that those things will land in your inboxes very, very soon. And of course, the influencer program is just starting. We're just doing a chica about it right now. Yeah, but there's so many things in store for the Influencerpreneur program. We aim to really elevate influence for these influencers, by these influencers, And marami tayo maro-roll out na products. Watch out for tech products, maybe an app. Ooh, that's interesting.
Wow.
Watch out for that. We're also, of course, going to still continue doing these live sessions. Tulungan pa rin para lahat tayo umangat.
Tama. Thank you so much. Grabe ang Blogapalooza. Palapakan naman natin yan. Of course, ako lang it's really in store for everyone. Grabe. Sobrang exciting. First and foremost, we have the survey, the possible app. Grabe. Which what we call baka maging Bloga app ba to or whatever it will be called.
Surprise na lang yan.
We will be surprising you. And now, we are now entertaining questions from our viewers. Okay, so anyone can ask questions. For all those who are viewing us, you can ask questions. Eto, meron akong natanggap na question from my dear friend, Miss Ace. Paano naman daw on the side of the brand or the company? Since parang we're much talking about influencerpreneurs per se, paano naman yung mga gusto mag-collaborate na brand? So, parang what's at stake for them?
Okay, well, for brands, it actually protects them because, and I know a lot of brands na sagasaan na nito, na nangyari na to once in their life, that the influencers that they worked with did not deliver as expected. Okay? So when brands work with influencerpreneurs, they're sure that, okay, this is probably going to deliver something good because aligned yung goals namin eh. Because they think like a business eh. Right? So magkakasundo kami niyan. Right? Because they think like a business. They're influencerpreneurs. They're just not like any other fly-by-night hope. Ewan natin, right? But it protects them also. And actually, one more thing pala na, another question from the backstage. Usually, common talaga to. Okay. Kailan po ba pwedeng maging influencerpreneur? Well, that's a very, very good question. Because you can actually start building it now.
Mhm.
Sabi ko kanina, no, build your reputation, build your brand, build upon your personal brand, right? Make sure that you reinforce it. Okay? Tell people about it, communicate it, speak about it, talk about it in all the channels that you have. Ba? Mapa LinkedIn pa yan, mapa Facebook, mapa Instagram, etc. If you want people to know this about you, then talk about it everywhere. Ba? In marketing, we have something that we call as omnipresence, right?
Mhm.
Be omnipresent. Talk about it. Okay? And alam mo, I just want to share, no, and maybe after this we could wrap up the session. But I just want to share, no, in 2015, when we were still building up Blogapalooza to be a company, no one knew about, or no one was talking about influencer marketing, right? But then I knew that it was my job to put that in people's heads. We are influencer marketing. Blogapalooza is influencer marketing. So I really talked about it literally everywhere, in my Facebook, in my Instagram, in my Twitter, in my LinkedIn, in yung mga talks that I get invited to, no matter how small they are, kahit dyan lang yan sa kung saang college na, kung saang, di ba? Right?
Universidad.
Papatulan ko yan. I remember there was this time I said yes to everything because I had to build that brand for Blogapalooza that it is influencer marketing. And you know, when you're an influencerpreneur, do the same. When you want to be known, as an amazing fashion stylist, speak about it, di ba? Post about it in Facebook, Instagram. Tell people what your style is like. Tell people what your thoughts about styling is like, di ba? Give your thoughts about, I think the future of fashion styling is like this, right? Talk about it everywhere, right? And build that. Just, and of the pala. Wala talaga structure, no? But be consistent also. Be consistent also. Talk about it very, very, very consistently, right? Remember, you want to build it, right? And great things take time. I'm talking to you about the famous KOL, sabi ko, 'di ba? The KOL na talagang one of the people I look up to in terms of influencerpreneurship. Ang tagal na nun. He started 2005. He's been building it since 2005,
Five.
right? 15 years into it. Nagsawa ba siya? No. He kept on improving. 15 years into it, of course, there are challenges. I would be surprised if there's none, right? But 15 years to it, the consistency was there. The drive to succeed has always been there, right? The desire to innovate, nandun lang. That's why right now, may merch na siya, may malaking community na siya, etc. Right?
Wow.
And that can happen actually for anybody, right? So if you were to ask me what I think of the future of influencer marketing is, I see an influencerpreneur community. I see a community of influencer business people. You know what I mean, right? And when you talk about the community like this, that's a really, really good way to move the industry forward. But not just that, it's also a good way to move our economy, our country forward. Right?
Wow.
I
Such
always
a
think about yeah, I always think about it in that large scale, right? I always think about it in that large scale. The things that we do right now, you're influential. Alam nyo na yun, right? But think about it in the longer term. Right? Don't think about it in terms of momentary fame or momentary gain. Yeah. Think about it in the longer term. And that, my friends, is the bottom line. Wow! Wow! Wow!
This is TED Talk. Wow.
Mm,
Very,
yes!
very, very such powering words and messages galing sa ating BlogaMomma. Grabe, sabi nga ng ating community, BlogaMomma really worked hard for Blogapalooza. And you alone, kayo na mga nanonood, ang ating viewers can also be here at the very top. Right now, grabe, Blogapalooza is now the premier influencer marketing just by consistently doing kung ano yung talagang ginagawa dati na Miss Ace for Blogapalooza and the whole team as well, grabe. So if you are really up to being an influencerpreneur, this is the first step pa lang. And the next steps, we cannot promise that it will be such smooth, but we will be here to guide you. Grabe. So maraming salamat, Miss Ace, the head of Blogapalooza, ang ating CEO. And of course, Danny at the backstage, thank you so much for being here with us. And to all those who have watched us and who will just be watching us at a different time, maraming salamat po. This is just the start of the new program of Blogapalooza. This is Influencerpreneurship. Maraming salamat po. Have a great night.
Have a great night. Paalam.